Live from downtown Bakersfield, 23 ABC News starts now.
The impeachment trial is over. We'll tell you what's expected now today in the nation's capital.
Now Kern County can be notified of an upcoming earthquake. We have details on the newly released app.
And a big day of celebration in honor of Black History Month. We'll tell you about the event that is open to everyone straight ahead.
Good morning and thanks for joining us for 23 ABC News at 6:30 a.m. I'm Danielle Kern-Kim.
I'm Mike Hart. Glad you're here. Let's bring in CHP Officer Robert Rodriguez standing by with the latest on what's happening out on our roadways. Robert.
Hey, thank you very much, Mike. Well, things are looking pretty good out there on our roadways. Right now, we saw that issue up near Lost Hills, Highway 46 at Loma Street. And again, those lights are not functioning properly. We are still providing traffic control through there. But again, no crashes to report, and all of your major routes are open. That's my look at traffic. Elena, we'll send it back to you.
Robert, thank you so much. Here's a look at our first forecast and that early morning light. Isn't this roof camera beautiful? As we've been watching it all day, you have the early morning light, a little bit of that glow on the horizon, fantastic twinkling lights over East Bakersfield showing us that air quality is still quite nice. It's at 62. That's just a few points into the moderate range as this dry, stable weather pattern continues. But you see that high pressure building, so we have a nice northwesterly flow. That means ocean air coming in, not that cold Canadian air. So it's going to be more seasonal today. As a result, we are in the mid to upper 30s for many valley locations, still just below freezing in Delano, China Lake, Ridgecrest, Cal City, Edwards, Rosemont at this hour. So yeah, it's another cold morning, but this is seasonal and it's not those critical teens and 20s like we had for many spots just 2 mornings ago. So climbing up this afternoon, back on track for average low 60s here on the valley floor, mid 60s in Kernville and Mojave, upper 60s in Ridgecrest, mid 50s Tehachapi and Fraser Park, and warmer for the rest of the week. That extended forecast is coming up.
Victory after the Senate acquitted him of both the impeachment charges that he was facing.
All 47 Democrats voted to convict on the abuse of power and obstruction of Congress charges.
Protests erupted following President Trump's acquittal on both articles of impeachment, obstruction of Congress, and abuse of power. In a nearly party-line vote, all 47 Democrats voting to convict President Trump of both articles of impeachment. While the margin of votes to convict him appears as a close vote, it's not really the case. During the trial, Democrats had hoped to introduce new witness testimony and documents, but failed to secure enough Republican votes. A local political science professor says there are factors that play into consideration when a senator splits party lines.
But senators do things for a variety of reasons. They do things for their own re-elections, they do things to support their party, and they do things because often one of the things is because they think it's right.
He says the impact of this trial is going to be determined by voters after this November election.
Meantime, we are hearing reaction about the acquittal from House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy, Bakersfield Congressman as well. He said the Republican Party is unified and President Trump will be acquitted. Mitt's flat wrong on this, and he doesn't represent the views of any Republican in Congress. We also saw Kevin McCarthy posting this video on his Twitter account as well of him tearing in half the articles of impeachment shortly after President Trump was acquitted of both charges yesterday. Of course, this coming after Speaker Pelosi was seen ripping up a copy of the president's speech at the conclusion of the State of the Union address earlier this week.
A new batch of results are coming in early this morning from the Iowa caucus after that faulty app made it difficult to count votes. Officials now saying that 97% of the precincts have reported, pinning a narrow margin between former South Bend Mayor Pete Buttigieg and Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders. The nearly deadlocked contest gives both candidates some momentum going forward. Coming in right after them is Elizabeth Warren, Joe Biden, and Amy Klobuchar. Meantime, the next Democratic debate is tomorrow night in New Hampshire. ABC News covering it live right here on 23 ABC beginning at 5 p.m. We will have a special digital newscast at 5 on our website, turn23.com, along with our 23 ABC Facebook page. Now, as a result, both the 23 ABC News at 6 and the Now Bakersfield at 7 will not air. We will have a special edition of the news following the debate at 8 o'clock. We'll also have a complete wrap-up for you at 11. Once again, the Democratic debate tomorrow night live right here on 23 ABC.
Well, February is Heart Month, and the American Heart Association is getting the word out about how to keep yourself healthy.
This morning, the association is hitting the streets to raise awareness with the Honk for Hearts event. That's where we find 23 ABC's Austin Westfall joining us live this morning, where it's a little noisy and a lot of fun. Austin?
Yeah, Mike, Danielle, there's plenty of events going on for American Heart Month, but as you can see behind me, this one's way more noisy than most of them.
We have lots of fun activities just to try and help bring awareness to heart disease prevention and get the messaging out, things you can do to, minimize your risk factors.
And that's why the American Heart Association is hitting the streets and raising awareness this morning, telling those driving by about the importance of taking steps to prevent heart disease and stroke.
And basically it's just to help promote National Wear Red Day, which is the first Friday in February.
National Wear Red Day is Friday. Heart disease is the leading cause of death for Americans, according to the CDC. The agency says 614,000 people die each year because of heart disease. That's 1 in every 4 deaths. Cardiologists underlining the importance of taking care of yourself so that you don't contribute to those statistics.
It's the typical stuff. You want to eat well. You want to make sure you have a balanced diet. You want to stay away from as much as you can from animal products and minimize your red meat intake.
Thompson says you should eat lots of fruits and grains and participate in regular aerobic exercise, especially once you hit a certain age.
The typical kind of age range, we start to think about people who are at risk for having a heart attack. For men, kind of beyond 40, 45. Women, it's a little bit later, maybe in their 50s to 60s.
And again, guys, as you can turnout's pretty good out here. We even have Chester the dog, if my photographer Noah can show us. Chester the dog's out here showing his support. # Kern County Goes Red. Again, this is all in the name of encouraging people to wear red for National Red Day tomorrow. I'm joined now by Nevaeh. Nevaeh is a heart disease survivor. And Nevaeh, can you tell me your story?
Well, I was diagnosed with restrictive cardiomyopathy my freshman year of high school. I was born with it, but we didn't find out till I was 14. I needed a heart transplant, and I got my first one in 2017, and then it went into rejection, unfortunately, around this time last year. But I got my second transplant last summer, and I'm all healthy now.
And Nevaeh, what does it mean to you as a survivor to see the outpouring of support, people coming out this early to hit the streets in the name of healthy hearts?
It's amazing to see all the support and making the awareness. Heart health is really important, and I think it's really good that we're making it aware.
Great. Well, thank you, Nevaeh. Hopefully you can thaw out later this morning, too. There are 3 different stages of this event. There's one happening right now until 8:30. There's another from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., and then a third stage happening from 4:30 to 6:30. Again, it's all out here in downtown Bakersfield at the Jim Burke Ford dealership. But for now, in downtown Bakersfield, Austin Westfall, 23 ABC, connecting you.
All right, Austin, thank you. A new earthquake mobile phone alert system is up and running in Kern County. County officials posting on social media writing, the earthquake early warning is now live in California with the app Quake Alert USA. The app will alert users just before an earthquake and send an alert to your device with more information. It's available on both Apple and Android devices. The app works with the U.S. Geological Survey's network of seismic sensors.
This year, the city of Bakersfield is giving you the chance to get your furry friends vaccinated, licensed, and microchipped once a month. The second community vaccination clinic this year is set for Saturday. Vaccinations will cost you about $10, but it is free to get your pet microchipped. This week's clinic will be happening at Jefferson Park from 9 a.m. until noon.
Cal State Bakersfield will be honoring Black History Month by hosting several events on campus. Today, the Icardo Center will host Gospel Fest 2020. The annual festival will feature choirs, dance groups, and soloists from the spiritual community. The event is open to the public. It's happening this afternoon at the Icardo Center from 5 to 8 p.m. And tomorrow, the community will come together for an annual breakfast at CSUB. It's the 5th annual Unity Breakfast in the Stockdale room of CSUB's Runner Cafe. Breakfast will be provided, and university officials say there will also be an inspirational message, and someone will receive the annual Unity Award. This award is honoring someone who exemplifies outstanding contributions in promoting diversity and collaborations. The breakfast is happening tomorrow at 7 a.m. For a full list of these events happening for Black History Month, head to our website, turnto23.com.